Now, I feel probably the best for last. This is probably one of the most exciting products we've developed in the last several years. You look at this rifle and you would think that this is the very iconic M1 30 caliber carbine. It looks very much like it, but it's a 22 caliber version. We've taken great pains to make this as close to authentic detailed reproduction of the original M1 carbine. Our wood stock is totally interchangeable with the M1 carbine. We have a synthetic stock version that has the very same combat profile, and that's interchangeable with an M1 carbine. Our rear sight, we use a polymer sight to keep the cost down, but it is an identical copy of the M1 carbine sight. If you prefer to go with an all steel sight from either aftermarket or original, drift this sight out and replace it with original sight. There's absolutely no problem with that. Even items like the bayonet lug and bayonet housing. We use a polymer, and for import restrictions in certain states, we can't have a bayonet lug. So this is a fake bayonet lug. It does not work. If you'd like to have a functioning bayonet lug, you can take an actual aftermarket or military surplus bayonet lug and replace it without any issue. The rifle is from 10 feet away. Most people can't tell that it wasn't a 30 caliber carbine. Shooting and characteristics of this rifle is identical to the 30 caliber carbine, only it's a 22. As we discussed in the seminar, for loading the M1, I recommend pulling the bolt back and locking it back. There's a small detent pin you push down just like the M1 has. And you can hold your bolt back for safety, insert the magazine, and with that magazine fully seated, you just pull the bolt back and release, and you're loaded and ready to fire. Okay, you fired last round. We lock the bolt to the rear, push your detent, remove the magazine, and you're ready for your next magazine to fire. You know, when we developed this iconic piece of U.S. history, it was a perfect companion to the 1911. And we designed it so you can change surplus components so you can personalize it and make it a match to your 30 caliber carbine that you have, or the one you wish you always wish you had. One thing I'd like to discuss about this rifle and any blowback design rimfire rifle is the possibilities of malfunction with the ammunition. Typically with a rimfire platform, they've always had a closed breech. The top is closed with a side exit. If the cartridge fails to totally go into chamber, we have what's sometimes called an out of battery ignition. Sometimes that may just be a DNF and nothing happens. Other times, because that cartridge is not fully seated into the chamber, you have a very rare possibility of a case rupture. If it happens on your typical 22, usually you don't think anything about it. You hear a little louder pop and there's no change. You may have a slight malfunction, but you drive on. With the M1 carbine, we did stick to a historic design, and it's an open breech design. And for that reason, should you ever have a ammunition malfunction, there is a rare possibility that if there was a rupture, that some of the debris could come back into your face. And for that reason, we highly recommend, as if when you're shooting any firearm, make sure you're wearing safety glasses. I'd like to point out also that this rifle is exclusively available by Legacy Sports International in Reno, Nevada, and available through any of your firearm dealers or wholesalers. And with that, I'd like to close. I'd like to thank you all for visiting Chiappa at the range. See you next time.